his video, you're going to see Donald Trump talking to his millionaires and billionaires, talking about they're going to be broke when he's gone. And how he's going to go is through when the House belongs and the Senate belongs to the Democrats, he's going to be impeached. All his crimes are going to blow up right in his face. This is what he's talking about. Listen.
People have no idea how lucky you are. When I'm gone, you're all going to be broke. Your business model is going to be finished. No, it's true. When I'm not around, you're going to be broke.
The measure shows his various businesses generated more than $2 billion in income in 2025, his first year back in the White House.
That is more than triple his reported income from the year before. The biggest gains came from the Trump family's cryptocurrency ventures. The president was asked about his finances this morning before leaving for North Dakota.
You know, you saw the cash and you report the different things. And what they do is we gave it, I think it's called the blind account, but they take it. And I never speak to any of the people that run the money, but they're at big institutions and they invest in whatever they invest in.
For more on this, we turn now to Eric Lipton. He's an investigative journalist for the New York Times and has reported on President Trump's business interests for years. Eric, thanks for joining us. Before we talk more broadly about his finances, I want to ask specifically about a big chunk of it that's from cryptocurrency specifically. The president made more than $1 billion just from crypto businesses in his first year as president. Break that down for us. How did he do that?
The two biggest chunks come from his meme coin, which he launched 3 days before his inauguration. It was a kind of a collectible that surged in value initially, and the people who quickly invested made a boatload of money, but then it crashed, and hundreds of thousands of people then lost money. Trump made, hundreds of millions of dollars from that gamble that he asked people to follow him on, and many of his followers ended up as losers. The second big chunk of revenue comes from World Liberty Financial, a company that he and his sons started in October of 2024. That company is now one of the biggest issuers of what's called stable coins in the world. And it was bought secretly, half of it, by the United Arab Emirates in January of 2025, just as he was being sworn in to be president. And the UAE separately has invested $2 billion into its stablecoin, making it one of the biggest stablecoin issuers in the world. So, I mean, it is really intensely tied up with a foreign government, and the president is profiting from that foreign government's investment in his own business at the same time as he is acting as commander in chief and working with that foreign government to negotiate a war in the Middle East.
And we should say it's not just crypto that's fueling the president's wealth. What other businesses and ventures and deals and settlements contributed to his income last year?
I mean, there are new real estate deals in the Middle East, in Vietnam, in Romania, in the Maldives. He's, struck a bunch of deals that include some deals that are actually with foreign governments, like the government of Saudi Arabia and in Qatar as well. And then there are, as you mentioned, settlements from lawsuits and that are being paid to him from media companies. And there's also money in there from Melania, from Jeff Bezos and Amazon for the documentary. I mean, there's just, it's quite a crazy array of sources of revenue going to a sitting president. There's nothing like this in American history.
And more than 80 million in settlements, according to your reporting there from some various networks and others. What about what we just heard from the president there about how his finances are structured? He says his investments are run by other people. It's in a blind account, that he doesn't talk to the people making those investments. Is that all true?
He was referring there specifically to his stock trades. And his stock trades are handled by professional investors who they assert to my colleague Ben Protest that they are making those individual stock purchases, and there are thousands of them, but they are making them without consulting with President Trump or his family. So that specific quote that you pulled from, he was referring only to his stock and trades, which there are, hundreds of millions of dollars worth of stock trades. Again, unheard of that a president is, at least in his name, is seeing this much buying and selling of stocks while he's president of the United States.
In a statement to our White House correspondent, Liz Landers, the White House spokesperson, Anna Kelly, said this in part. She said neither the president nor his family has ever engaged or will ever engage in conflicts of interest. All actions by President Trump and his administration are taken in the best interest of the American people. Eric, I guess the big question here is if Mr. Trump was not president, could he or would he have made the same amount of money that he did?
It's hard to imagine that if he were not president, that his meme coin or it would be as profitable as it has been, or that there would have been the scale of investment in World Liberty Financial and the stable coin. It seems as if his status as president is like intimately intertwined with the success of those companies. And I mean, the fact that he launched the meme coin as they were gathering at an auditorium in DC 3 days before his inauguration for what was called the crypto ball. It was a bunch of crypto executives and administration, soon to be administration officials there to celebrate his inauguration. And that's the night he launched it. And it was like, follow me as I lead the world. These things are so intertwined. I think it's hard to imagine he would have made as much money. He's never made this much money in his entire life as he's made in this 1 year. So I think that's part of your answer right there.
And in less than a minute or so we have left, how does that compare to how past presidents have handled their finances while in office?
Again, anything remotely like this from any president in the history of the United States. Other presidents, for the most part, have attempted to disassociate themselves from investments that could create conflicts of interest. Famously, Jimmy Carter put his peanut farm into an independent trustee. Lady Bird Johnson sold off radio stations. Hired an outside lawyer to run radio stations when her husband became president after Kennedy was killed. I mean, again and again, we see, George W. Bush sold his stake in the Texas Rangers. We see presidents who are looking for ways to avoid conflicts, whereas President Trump has embraced all kinds of new businesses that bring conflicts.
Eric Lipton, investigative journalist for the New York Times, joining us tonight. Eric, thank you so much.
$9 trillion in value to your savings. I added $9 trillion, and your retirement accounts and 401ks are at the highest level they've ever been.
If you want someone to believe a lie, all you have to do is tell it to them over and over and over.
Okay, that's a lot covered in a short time. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a really short break and clear our minds of what we just seen. Well, not really clear it. Always keep it in your mind. But we are going to be moving on to something different. So let's put a wall in between what you just learned and what you're going to learn about this administration or regime, because that's exactly what it is. We are living in a lie. By listening to Trump's regime, we are living a lie about this country, about the Epstein files, about everything. So we're going to get more into the corruption of the far right. Little Mike Johnson, the Republican Party. Also, there's going to be a piece in here about lynchings also. So just sit back, and I hope you're enjoying what I am giving you this morning. So let's take a short break.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Congress, for spending 8 years wishing you could replace me with a Republican. Or, to put it another way, how do you like me now? It is crazy. What about our kids? What kind of stupid, short-sighted, irresponsible bull? Whoa! Hey! What? Okay, no, hey! It is hard to believe that this is my 7th year of pardoning a turkey. Time flies, even if turkeys don't.
was good. That was good.
I thought it was pretty good. You think it's funny too, don't you? I know. Don't interrupt. Power vested in me. You are hereby pardoned. Give A a big round of applause. As the father of 2 teenage daughters, I know the whole time you were just like, and then he said, girl, I couldn't believe it.
And it doesn't say here, where were you born? Really? Is this the longest form of this resume available?
Why don't we move on?
Okay, good.
All right, so one of the things you've said since leaving office is it's your job to kind of step back and allow a new generation of leaders to emerge. Did you intend on that to be the silent generation?
All right, so you were just saving that joke.
Yeah, it's hyped up.
I know President Bush is famous for nicknames. Has he tried to give you a nickname? He loves to give everybody.
You know, the thing, I can't tell whether he's trying to give me a nickname or whether he just can't pronounce my name. It's hard.
Give him the benefit of the doubt.
Sometimes he calls me Bama.
Bama?
Bama.
Bama?
Sometimes he calls me Rock.
He calls you what?
Rock.
Rock. Well, that Rock is cool.
Rock is not bad.
Bama, Rock.
Bama,
I like that.
Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you and Michelle disagree on?
Well,
Like, what do you fight about?
you know, after about. Where's my music?
Guess what? I know something you don't know.
You know something I don't know?
I do. I know something you don't know.
You don't know. You don't know anything.
Actually, I do. And what I know is that you are suffering from anomia and semantic memory loss, meaning that you have major word-finding problems that are typically associated with primary progressive aphasia, but more specifically, frontotemporal dementia. Yeah, fun fact, besides being a political comedian that you should be following, I'm also a speech and language pathologist with my master's degree in communicative disorders. Yeah, I watch a lot of your ramblings, and I've noticed that you are constantly forgetting simple words. So you use circumlocutions, which means you describe a word because you can't remember it.
Fake news.
Oh, definitely not fake news, and I can prove it. Donald, why don't you explain to us what happened in Venezuela?
Venezuela is a very happy place. Had a tragic incident with the, with the event that took place a week ago.
See right there, I can see that the pathway to retrieve this specific word is blocked. And also, you have an impairment in the ability to understand the passage of time because the event that you can't remember the word for happened a month ago.
What a terrible thing that was.
What was the event called?
They had a movement, a shifting of Earth that was unbelievable. They've never seen anything like it. A lot of people were killed.
A movement, a shifting of Earth. See, right there is a perfect example of a circumlocution. You describe the word, but you still can't retrieve it.
So it's all unrelated. But by the way, we were the first ones there to help. We were there to help Venezuela.
With what? What's the word, Donnie?
It was an earthquake, I guess you'd call it. It was a pretty massive earthquake.
Yes, there you go. I would definitely call it an earthquake because that's what it's called. Sure took you a long time to get there.
That's a problem.
It is, but thanks for proving my point. Okay, bye.
President Donald Trump's $10 billion defamation lawsuit against the BBC is far from resolved, but the British Broadcasting Corporation's victory in one early skirmish highlights Trump's overreaching claims and the likely weakness of his case. A federal magistrate judge ruled Tuesday that Trump must turn over business records sought by the BBC, a decision that has prompted Trump's lawyers, loath to release his financial records, to revise their complaint and narrow their scope.
Ion. Trump, well, wherever he is, he's going to be subpoenaed soon, and he's going to sit under oath, and he's going to have his deposition taken, and some serious questions are going to be asked of Barron Trump about how he's allegedly made hundreds of millions of dollars, potentially on crypto, if that's accurate what's being reported, his connections to the Tate brothers and other aspects of his life. Donald Trump and Melania may want to call Barron their little boy and act like he's a little child. Let me be very clear. Barron Trump is not off limits. Barron Trump is absolutely somebody who should be subpoenaed, somebody who should be investigated, in my opinion, and I am glad that Democratic Congresswoman Ansari is leading the charge as it relates to Barron. We talk about Melania's sick, disgusting, and dark past, in my opinion. We talk about Donald Trump's sick, disgusting, dark past, in my opinion, and we should talk about their spawn. We should talk about Barron. Yes, there are the headlines with Barron that say, Barron Trump dragged into probe of his twisted rape charge idols, is a headline right now from the Daily Beast regarding the Tate brothers. But before that, the headlines from 2025, how Donald Trump's youngest son built a $150 million crypto fortune. I wonder how. Trump says he didn't know about the windfall from his family's crypto ventures, where it's alleged that Barron was instrumental in the founding of World Liberty Financial, which made nearly $800 million for at least Donald Trump and maybe others for more. Got big injections by Pakistan and Abu Dhabi and others. So I think we should ask Barron Trump those questions. Heck, people were asking Hunter Biden questions about his paintings. Where's Hunter was a mantra? No. Where is Barron is the big question right here. Johnson is now shutting down the House of Representatives for the rest of the summer. August recess is now beginning, and MAGA Mike is spiking the football like he did the best job imaginable. He said it couldn't be done, they said. They said that MAGA Mike was on the ropes. But the MAGA Republicans delivered. Now that the House is being shut down, they don't work. They're shutting down for the rest of the summer. MAGA Mike was spiking the football about everything that he accomplished. What the hell did they didn't do anything? What are you talking about? You literally did nothing. What? You stole more money from the American taxpayers to send to the military-industrial complex. You took away money that should be going to healthcare and bringing down the cost of living to buy more bombs in Pete Hegseth's hands to kill little girls in Iran and to engage in more war crimes, you psychotic war criminals. Here, play this clip of MAGA Mike Johnson. Here, play this clip.
A sample of the headlines. Quote, House Republicans face final week gauntlet. Another said Johnson's rocky sprint to recess. Another said it was Johnson's make or break week. Despite nearly every Democrat voted against everything I just read you,
all you have to do is tell it to them over and over.
Many of you like to say that major legislating can't happen in an election year. We just proved you wrong. This week we continue to deliver for the people, and we're going to continue that streak all the way through the end of this year and into the next Congress. We're increasingly confident that we will hold and grow this majority in the House. We must, because you're seeing a demonstration of the two sides, the divergent views for America. We had been saying that this was an election that was shaping up as a contest between common sense and crazy. And now it is literally, in many sectors around the country, common sense versus communism.
I told you, they're a real sicko regime, MAGA Mike.
Congressman Kane, why did you trade stocks while you were missing votes for more than 3 months? No response, sir. Congressman Nunn, do you still think that rural hospital closures are a myth?
Come on.
No response, sir.
No, I said I'm with a constituent. You should protect their privacy.
Careful.
Speaking of unhinged lunatics, did you see Donald Trump at that speech last night? You know, as MAGA Mike in Congress is recessed. They're unhinged. The camera. These MAGAs are unhinged lunatics. They're unhinged lunatics. Here, play this clip.
Congressman Nunn, do you still think that rural hospital...
Constituent, you freaking liar. We were the reporter probably leaking stuff. Republican Congress.
In Texas, The Democrats are running a candidate
because the first night that I was there, Tiffany actually suggested that she had a whole bunch of different wigs, and I expressed interest in them. I always told her that I would love to walk around with blue hair, and so I tried some on, and there was a blonde wig that she said that looked great on me. So I wore that wig, and Donald Trump had specifically asked about me because I remind him of his daughter, and she said, well, she's 13 as well. So he knew the first time that he saw me, but he took a liking to me because I look like his daughter. And the reason I'm coming out now is when it happened originally, I just wanted to forget about the whole incident. And when I saw that he was running for president, I felt it was my responsibility to come out and tell our country what kind of man this person is. I don't think that he should even be the dog catcher, let alone running the greatest country in the world.
I played that clip of Katie Johnson's testimony in 2024, but I thought I would bring it back because this document is included in the second dump of the Epstein files. And though there are a lot of 13-year-old girls, children, that are featured in these documents, this story sounds exactly like Katie Johnson's. Katie Johnson